And we are back in the Grand Canyon for our second video, taking a virtual tour using Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 with the Airbus H145 Helicopter. If you remember, or if you've seen the first video, we wanted to take a look at more aspects of the canyon other than it being simply a tourist destination alongside Las Vegas. So in our first video, linked below, we crossed the south rim of the canyon and observed some of the amazing rock formations such as Wotan's Throne and Vishnu's Temple as we progressed to this point. On the way we had an exploration into the geological processes which formed the canyon. So today we look at the biodiversity, cultural impact and the opportunities for adventure within the canyon. So stay with me as we complete the virtual tour. There are some stunning views to see. We pick up the second part of the tour with the Palisades of the desert and the east rim of the Grand Canyon on our right. You can find out more about the Palisades from the first part of the tour. As we continue to follow the Colorado River north, we can see the contrast between the river's turquoise waters and the red and sandstone colours of the canyon. It's incredible to think that the rocks below and beside us could be up to 2 billion years old. As a quick recap, the Colorado River over millions of years has cut down through the Colorado Plateau, which is made up of sedimentary layers to make the Grand Canyon as we see it today. Assisting this process has been the Little Colorado River, the confluence of which is coming up on our right. The Little Colorado River is a tributary flowing through the southwestern United States. Spanning approximately 338 miles, this river originates in eastern Arizona's White Mountains. In the last episode, we had seen the geological history which is on display in the canyon. The next aspect is the opportunity for getting outdoors and experiencing new hobbies. One of the big adventure activities which the canyon is famous for is the whitewater rafting. This is a sample of the types of rafting trips available. As you can see, motorised rafts takes around 8 days to do the full canyon and 13 days to do it by oar and gravity power. The section we are looking at is one of the more tranquil sections of the canyon. The canyon also has numerous hiking trails ranging from easy walks along the rim to challenging backcountry treks. The canyon has several campgrounds allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the natural beauty of the canyon. There are even muled rides along the canyon trails, including trips to the bottom of the canyon. Scenic drives are available for the less adventurous. Photography, stargazing, the area is designated dark sky, and birdwatching. This is a broad portfolio of activities to make the canyon a destination for adventure. So we have seen the geological wonder and life-enhancing adventure aspects of the canyon. We will now look at the third aspect, which is its indigenous heritage. The canyon holds great cultural and spiritual significance for several Native American tribes. It's a place with deep cultural roots and traditions. We're going to see an example of this. We are approaching the Nankoweap granaries on our left. Before discussing that further, we need to make a left turn here and head towards the north rim of the canyon. The Nankoweap granaries are believed to have been constructed around 1000 years ago. These granaries served as a practical solution for storing food and other essential supplies in a region where resources were sometimes scarce and unpredictable. What makes the Nankoweap granaries remarkable is not only their age but also their architectural ingenuity. They were built into natural alcoves off the cliffsides high above the canyon floor. The construction involved meticulously stacking rocks and stones to create secure storage spaces. The location was chosen strategically to protect the contents from wildlife and environmental factors. The name Nang Koip is derived from the name of a leader from one of the native people living in this area. As you can see from the location, getting to the granaries is not easy, but there is a trail that descends into the canyon. These sites are also considered sacred and are connected to traditional beliefs and ceremonies. From the map, you can see we're heading back west towards our starting point. We've been keeping low to the bottom of the canyon for fun and effect, so we'll start to gain the several thousand feet so we can cross the north rim. As we approach the north rim, we come across Mount Hayden, an impressive rock formation. It is named after the American surveyor, geologist and early explorer Charles T. Hayden. Charles T. Hayden was another person who played a significant role in the exploration and mapping of the Grand Canyon during the late 19th century. You can check out my earlier video or more on this topic. Due to its technical difficulty, it's not normally climbed, and it's more difficult to get this area of the canyon. It features a slender spire of rock with a narrow neck that widens as it ascends, resembling a colossal natural obelisk. We get a good view of it passing on our right. We are now approaching Point Imperial. Point Imperial is also the most northern boundary of the park. So as we reach the top of the rim, let's use the auto hover on the H145 and take a look back at where we've been. Point Imperial gives us a perfect vantage point to see the north, south and east rims. You can see the canyon, which we've travelled up at low level, continue on north. This view looks back over where the Nang Koip granaries are located. We can see the congruence between the Colorado and the Little Colorado rivers. And the Palisades of the Desert where we started this video, at the East Rim. This is the location of Wotan's throne and Vishnu's temple, where we started the first video around the South Rim. And the West Rim is away further down the Colorado River. And we're back round, still in the auto hover. Okay, let's continue across the northern rim and head towards Bright Angel Point. Bright Angel Point is a prominent viewpoint located on the north rim. This point is very popular and easily accessible by a short paved trail. There's a visitor centre which we will fly over, and from this point there are breathtaking panoramic views over the canyon. As we cross this area, we can look at the fourth area of focus for the Grand Canyon, and that is biodiversity. If we can start to look at the vegetation in the canyon, there is a spectrum between what we see at the lower elevations around the South Rim and the higher elevations around this area in the North Rim. In this area we can see the ponderosa pines and aspen trees. And we will see more of this when we pass over Bright Angel Point and head for the Dragon's Head. As we continue along the wonderfully named Bright Angel Canyon, we get an excellent view of the rock formations to the sides. So coming up on the Bright Angel Point itself, you can see the view across to the south rim. We're going to make a low pass over the visitor centre. We will cross the valley and we can get a view of the forest at this higher elevation. As we cross Bright Angel Point, let's take a moment on our journey to stop and take a better look at the view from this point. Again, we can use the auto hover. We can see the trail running along the ridge towards the visitor centre and the steep drop-offs to either side of the canyon. We are now looking along the edge of the north rim, and Wotan's throne can be clearly seen, and beyond it the east rim. This is looking across the south rim, where we will eventually fly to complete this journey. And back to our starting point. The canyon also supports numerous species of mammals, including mule deer, elk, bighorn sheep, mountain lions, bobcats and coyotes. You also find a wide range of bird species such as the California condor, bald eagles, peregrine falcons, and numerous songbirds. The Colorado River within the canyon sustains fish species like the humpback chub. But it doesn't stop there. The canyon is also inhabited by reptiles such as rattlesnakes, gilly monsters, and various lizards. Amphibians like the canyon tree frog can be found near water sources. Insects are abundant in the canyon, with numerous species of butterflies, beetles, and other insects contributing to the ecosystem. Coming up now over this ridge is another prominent feature of the Grand Canyon, which is the Dragon's Head. As you can see, it gets its name from the elevated summit near the end of the plateau, which looks like a sleeping dragon. The rest of the plateau resembles its body. The Dragon's Head is 7,765 feet high. We will progress along the Dragon's Head Canyon and cover some of the other areas of biodiversity in the Grand Canyon, and we can also admire the beauty of the canyon on our right. We've talked about some of the trees within the canyon's higher elevations, but alongside the trees there's an impressive 1,700 known species of plants, including cacti, yuccas, agaves, and various wildflowers thrive in the arid lower and higher elevations. The canyon is also famous for its role in the conservation of the Californian condor, one of the most endangered birds in the world. Efforts to reintroduce and protect these magnificent birds have been ongoing. Grand Canyon is also used for other important events. New US citizens can take their oath of allegiance as part of a naturalization ceremony which is often hosted in the Grand Canyon. The candidates are able to look upon the iconic landscape during the ceremony. The ceremony begins with a traditional welcome from a Havasupai elder. The Havasupai are one of the 11 tribes traditionally associated with the Grand Canyon and are known as the guardians of the Grand Canyon. The welcoming spirit is emphasized during speeches throughout the ceremony. You have come from many places, and you, as those who came before you, will enrich our lives, communities, and our nation with what you bring, say the Grand Canyon National Park Acting Superintendents. Today we add you and your stories to the history of the Grand Canyon. A lovely sentiment to a very special day. And surely the final seal on how special the Grand Canyon is that it has become a destination for wedding celebration. Advertised as the most aspiring destination for wedding photographs in the world. So as we head back to the South Rim and home, let's recap on what we have seen about the Grand Canyon. In the first video we saw the rich history and geology of the canyon and its rock formations. In this video we've seen that the Grand Canyon is a source of adventure with white water rafting all the way through to hiking. The Grand Canyon also holds great cultural and spiritual significance and an abundant history. And lastly, the canyon is home to a wide range of plant and animal species, some of which are rare or unique to the region. I hope you've enjoyed the second part of our journey around the Grand Canyon. If you haven't already, take a look at part 1. If you enjoyed today's journey together, hit the thumbs up button, and to support our next journey together, consider subscribing. So, see you on our next trip, and take care.